Hey guys, how you doing? Hey, good to see you. Well, I'm glad that you can see me. Hey, here's the deal. I got this book, and I think you guys who are married would probably, or if you've dated a woman, you sometimes have had a question similar to this being asked of you. This book, I really like it. It's by Stephen James and David Thomas. It says, "Does this dress make me look fat?" You know, a man's guide to the loaded questions women ask. Now, that doesn't intrigue you. Here are some of those questions that sometimes we've heard. Does this dress make me look fat? Do you notice anything different about the house? Do you think that that woman is pretty? What are you thinking about? Am I like my mother? Are you happy? Are you as happy as I am? Is there anything you don't like about me? Man, talk about loaded questions. Those are a few of them. And they require a little more than our standard man language is yup, nope, and maybe. So you have to be ready to be able to give that answer in a loving, kind way. Here's the thing, is that men and women, we're designed differently. We have to come to understand how our wives and the women in our lives act and react. Very similar to how the Lord is with us. We don't understand Him in some cases. We want to get to know Him a little better, and in some cases we don't want to get to know Him a little better. But here's the deal. This is what's important, is that I know that He reveals who He is through His Word. And getting to know who He is through His Word might take a little bit of, might be a little challenge at times. But a couple of recommendations I want to give you. It's always good for a guy to have a library. It doesn't have to be a big library. It doesn't have to have tons of books. But it has to have something that will actually point you in the direction of what the Lord is trying to say to you. Here's a common thing that's really important, not a common thing, but it is important in having in your library. You want to have a Bible. Bible's always good. What translation you take? It's whichever one you want to take at that time. Like many others, there'll be those who want King James, those who want NLT, those who want NIV, only NIV 84, New King James, NASB. You can take whichever one, because you know what? Go through it for 1 year. After that, get something else. Keep them on hand. Good Bible, study Bible is always one that I recommend. One that has some notes down at the bottom. One that I always like to have on hand and I recommend is a Bible commentary. I use the Believer's Bible Commentary. It's nice to be able to get other ideas of how Scripture is, how it's digested by somebody else in a sense. It's good to be able to have that on hand. This is one that I use along with the one in my Bible. I always like going with the Strong's Exhaustive Concordance of the Bible. Gives me an idea of where I can find certain topics, certain items by name in our Bibles. Always good to have. One of the very first things I got after becoming a follower of Christ and a disciple of His is after the Bible is I got myself a complete Bible dictionary. The good thing is about the Bible dictionary, it explains what these things are that I read about in the Bible. I recommend that you get one of those. It doesn't have to be one so big. The nice thing I like about this is that it's thick and color pictures, the grandkids like it. Okay, I like them too. And you know what? With as many people as there are around in your life, if you were to ask them what they have in their library, you'll get some good ideas. But here's the key, is that you just start doing that. Start getting to stuff together that when you read His Word, that it will help to enlighten it and maybe understand it. Key is that we get started somewhere. God bless you, brother. Now man up.